What is that record? Like what? 0-3? Woo!
The wrestling promo has slowly become stale over the year. Its main purpose is to build excitement and interest before a big match. While this is still better than seeing the same wrestlers fight each other every week on Raw, it no longer surprises fans with powerful words or strong delivery. Reading from a pre-approved script often makes promos feel flat and predictable, something that was common for many years under the Vince McMahon regime. Still, once in a while, a wrestler delivers a sharp one-liner that shocks a crowd and leaves everyone silent. With that in mind, join us as Fight Fire looks at 10 of the most savage burns in WWE. Number 10. Samoa Joe goes the low road with Jeff Hardy. Even when material is approved ahead of time, using someone's well-known struggles with substance abuse just to get heel heat in a scripted wrestling show is something that really should not happen anymore. However, when Samoa Joe brought up Jeff Hardy's troubled past, it was not done for a cheap reaction. Joe's goal was to get inside Jeff's head and mentally break the charismatic enigma, and he managed to do that twice between November 2018 and January 2019. The first moment happened when Joe interrupted Jeff Hardy's 20-year celebration. He sarcastically apologized for being late, joked about popping champagne bottles backstage, and even offered Jeff a toast. Joe then delivered a brutal line, saying, "Maybe having a bottle of champagne around you isn't the best idea." He went even further by tearing apart Jeff's celebratory video packet, cruelly suggesting that Hardy may not have been coherent enough at the time to even remember those moments. 2 months later, things escalated again during a SmackDown segment that has been shared on wrestling Twitter countless times, almost as often as the WWE roster was stacked in 2008 meme. During that segment, Samoa Joe attacked his Elimination Chamber opponents verbally and targeted Jeff Hardy once more, telling him to shut his mouth, while Joe was talking and comparing it to an AA meeting. It was extremely brutal. Thankfully, all of this was approved by Jeff Hardy himself. Hardy later discussed Joe's comments while speaking with Joe Hayden on Guy D-Life, explaining that he has no problem with his personal struggles being part of storyline. He said it actually helps because many people can relate to it. Jeff even mentioned a friend who got upset while watching the segment, feeling uncomfortable with comments about recovery, coherence, and champagne. Jeff understood that reaction, but explained that he is confident in who he is and what he has overcome. Because of that, promos like these do not bother him. He compared it to similar situations in the past, like CM Punk addressing real-life issues, and said it is good for the fans, the wrestlers, and WWE. Number 9. Gunther settles the Bret Hart-Goldberg debate. Spoiler alert, Bret Hart is not a fan of Goldberg, and that should surprise no one. His long-standing anger toward the former multiple-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion comes from a botched superkick and a badly executed ring post figure 4 leg lock that ended the Hitman's in-ring career. Because of that, Bret has never passed up a chance to take a dig at Goldberg, even though Goldberg has apologized many times for a mistake made over 20 years ago. The latest chapter in this ongoing issue came in September 2024 during a Raw episode from Hart's hometown of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Gunther, who was a World Heavyweight Champion at the time, interrupted Bret's WWE return and said that while he respected the excellence of execution, his childhood hero was actually Goldberg. The comment was not exactly a legendary insult, but it clearly struck a nerve. Bret Hart did not look pleased, and it added yet another moment to his long-running resentment toward Goldberg. Number 8. Dean Ambrose reveals Triple H's daddy issue. It may not qualify as a dark side of the ring story, but Dean Ambrose's final months in WWE are still worth examining. By the time WWE announced his departure in April 2019, Ambrose had already checked out mentally. Still, 3 months earlier in January, he gave one last glimpse of what the company was about to lose. After being dumped out of the Royal Rumble the night before with little fanfare, Ambrose came out and interrupted Seth Rollins' victory celebration alongside Triple H. Clearly frustrated, he demanded a match with Seth on the spot. Triple H, with the power to make it happen, smirked, walked off, and then met Ambrose in the ring. That is when Ambrose fired off a sharp line at his soon-to-be former boss. "Oh, what's the matter? Do you have to ask permission from your father-in-law first?" Scripted or not, that moment felt more like Jon Moxley than Dean Ambrose. The delivery was raw and aggressive as he tore into Triple H. Moments later, he was laid out by Nia Jax and Tamina, which only reinforced the feeling that leaving WWE was a right decision. Number 7. Ronda Rousey mocks Nikki Bella's failed relationship. As events played out in a way many saw coming, the breakup of John Cena and Nikki Bella quickly became part of almost every storyline involving Nikki. In 2018, Ronda Rousey delivered a sharp line that did little promote her match with Nikki at Evolution, and instead felt like a cheap crowd-popping moment. While speaking about Nikki's impact on women's wrestling, Ronda said, "The only door you ever knocked down was the door to John Cena's bedroom." The comment got the reaction it was meant to and felt scripted, especially since it followed naturally from Nikki's words. Even so, it came across as Ronda forcing a babyface response that did not fully connect. Reflecting on it later, Nikki said she hoped moments like that would not define her career. She explained that she had grown used to it, but looked forward to the day when promos would stop bringing up her ex 7 years later. That hope still has not been fulfilled. As number 6, Becky Lynch mocks Nikki Bella's failed relationship. When Nikki Bella returned to WWE in 2025 for what she later called her final run, she was once again pulled into storylines linked to her breakup with John Cena. This time, Becky Lynch took that approach, which was notable since Becky's own relationship with Seth Rollins has often been part of her career. The two confronted each other on the Raw episode after SummerSlam, with Nikki stepping showing up as a challenger for Becky Lynch's Women's IC Championship. During the exchange, Nikki commented on Becky's hot husband, prompting a sharp comeback. Becky responded by saying she and Seth were the greatest wrestling couple of all time, unlike Nikki Bella and John Cena, adding, "Oh, wait, you can't see him anymore." Unlike Ronda Rousey's earlier jab, this felt like Becky Lynch at her strongest as a heel harsh, but not over the line. Number 5. John Cena calls Cody Rhodes a Nepo baby. The idea of a John Cena heel turn sounded exciting at first, but quickly lost momentum once The Rock and Travis were removed from their expected role. That left Cena without a clear direction until he was eventually turned back into his familiar happy-go-lucky babyface. Even so, his early weeks as a villain showed real effort and some surprisingly strong performances. As the once unthinkable bad guy, Cena mocked Kid, promised to ruin wrestling, and called Cody Rhodes a Nepo baby. The sudden shift made it especially entertaining, as Cena vented his frustration over what the WWE Championship had become. His harshest moment came when he verbally tore into the American Nightmare, describing Cody as a paint-by-number sociopath Nepo baby obsessed enough with himself to tattoo his gimmick on his body, saying the tattoo revealed Cody as just a regular fan pretending to be something more. Number 4. Rhea Ripley insinuates Dominic Mysterio has a small package. What followed sounded like something straight out of a low-budget, elementary-level movie, showing just how desperate WWE was for an easy crowd-popping one-liner. At SummerSlam 2024, WWE finally wrapped up a slow-building storyline where Liv Morgan replaced Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day. That angle included Dominic Mysterio betraying Rhea his on-screen love interest by helping Liv take her out so Liv could remain Women's World Champion. On the Raw episode that followed, Rhea addressed betrayal and delivered a line the crowd ate up. She told Dominic that he stabbed her in the back, but added that it wasn't deep enough, clearly implying a jab at Dirty Dom's supposed lack of masculinity. Liv Morgan was quick to shut that down on social media. It was a childish insult, especially coming from someone presented as a modern-day China, but there's no denying it worked, and it worked extremely well. Number 3. CM Punk states the obvious. It was hardly a surprise that a promo exchange between CM Punk and LA Knight turned personal. Both men are proven masters on the microphone, known for delivering sharp verbal shots without hesitation. As they built toward a World Heavyweight Championship #1 contenders triple threat match with Jey Uso, as a third participant, Punk and Knight went back and forth with increasing intensity. LA Knight started things off by referencing CM Punk's well-documented history with Seth Rollins. Punk fired back by mocking Knight's lack of WWE World Championship win. The comment clearly caught LA off guard, forcing a pause and gather himself before responding. It was a strong line from Punk, but what made it even more cutting was what it really highlighted. This was a shot at LA Knight, and more an exposure of WWE's failure to fully capitalize on him. That is a dangerous line to walk, especially when there is no clear plan to fix the issue. And as things stand, that comment still hits just as hard. Number 2. Roman Reigns mentions he who shall not be named. Vince McMahon resigned from WWE in July 2022 after sexual assault allegations and hush money settlements surfaced. Given the seriousness of those issues, there was no chance he could remain a babyface figure on WWE television. Still, his departure was not completely ignored on screen. Austin Theory, long viewed as one of McMahon's handpicked projects, had just won the Mr. Money in the Bank briefcase and was expected to be pushed as a future top champion. On the pre-SummerSlam episode of Raw, Theory interrupted Roman Reigns and teased cashing in his contract to take over as head of the table. Roman shut him down with one sharp line, saying, "Your daddy's not here anymore." The crowd immediately erupted into chants of "Who's your daddy?", even causing Roman to briefly break character. That moment crushed Theory's momentum, and many believe it marked the start of his downfall, one he still hasn't fully recovered from. And number 1, Drew McIntyre tells Ricochet to shut up. Speaking of wrestlers who never truly bounce back after a brutal verbal shutdown, Ricochet is a prime example. It took him more than 5 years, and eventually a full jump to AEW to move past being completely cut down by Drew McIntyre. The moment happened during an otherwise forgettable moment of Bliss segment, where Ricochet appeared alongside Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman, and the Scottish Warrior. As Drew was running down Corbin, Ricochet interrupted and said he was not there to talk. Drew's reply was fast, sharp, and perfectly timed. "But I didn't come here to talk, then shut up." The line itself was simple, but the delivery and timing made it devastating. If Drew had hesitated or stumbled for even a second, the moment would not have landed the same, and moments like that helped turn him into a 3-time world champion. Ricochet, on the other hand, was left standing there stunned. In that exact moment, it felt like he realized he had just made the biggest mistake of his career by signing with WWE.